What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Thomas Gallery. Another video. This video is about recognizing talent. Okay, recognizing talent. Now, this is mainly for parents. Actually, this is for parents. It can be for teachers also, but it's mainly for parents. Okay. Now, I'll use my own life as an example because I can draw from many memories. Recognizing that a person has a gift and helping that person develop that gift and cultivate that gift is extremely important. Now, as an artist growing up, like I'm sure many artists probably started off taking a piece of crayon or a marker and drawing on the wall. I know I did. And what I've noticed that when I see or hear parents who has a child who does that, write on walls, draw on walls, they tend to get upset with that child and chastise that child or sometimes spank that child. And I want to let you all know that that's not good. I say that's not good because the only reason why that child draws on the wall is because they don't have anything else to draw on in the first place. That's number one. Secondly, what that child is showing is the first spark of creativity. Okay? The child is demonstrating how they view the world. Now, whether it be on paper or chalkboard or it could be on the wall, that child is showing you in their own way how they view the world in their own creative way. Excuse me. As a parent, my suggestion is instead of scaring that child out of that, focus that child's energy onto something else that can help it develop. Now, with me, I did the same thing. I drew on the walls, wrote on the walls, pencils and crayons all over the wall. I did the same thing. Okay? And the difference between me and a lot of people is that when my mother saw it, she didn't she didn't stop me from being creative. She just took that energy and focused it, and she gave me paper and gave me a chalkboard that I could write on with chalk, and I can color and draw, gave me coloring books. What she was doing, whether I knew it or whether she knew it, was she was helping me develop that talent that came out of me naturally. She saw it at a very early age. Now, some people, discover their talents at an early age. Some just discover it at at an older age. Of course, I didn't know. I was a little child, but my mother, my parents, they saw it at an early age, and they kept it going. They never stopped me from being creative. Whenever I had the urge to draw, instead of me drawing on the wall, I now knew that I can go to my little chalkboard or to some paper to a coloring book, and I can take that same energy and put it onto paper instead of right on the wall. But the creativity never stopped. They never scared that out of me. They never put fear that out of me. And as I got older, I just kept having the urge to draw, to paint, or just to be creative. Everywhere I went, all my schools that I went to, I would always draw on my paper, my classwork paper. It would come to the point where I didn't have to sign my name on some of my work at school because I would draw on it, and the teachers would know it was me by the drawings on there. And it was never an issue as long as I got my work done. I did that. So I finished my work, then I would draw. I did it all day, every day. And People saw it, saw my talents. They congratulated me. They gave me encouragement. They wanted to see more. So, which fueled that in me. Okay, people want to see me draw more. I like to draw. I will continue to draw. Simple. Also, when you have a child and you discover that they have a talent, do whatever you can to encourage that talent. Whatever you can. Whatever you can do, make sure you find a way, make up a way to help that child develop that talent. The earlier you can do it, the better. Okay? Like I said, me being an artist, my parents would take me to museums, take me to parks, take me to art galleries. They bought me comic books. I watched loads of cartoons. Ninja Turtles were my absolute favorite. I was a Ninja Turtle junkie. A straight Ninja Turtle junkie. But it all helped me into developing my talents and my skills. Everything I experienced, it gave me an abundance of references to look back on so I can draw. I was never I never had a shortage of ideas in my head because of all my experiences. Now, did I know that at that time that those experiences would show up in my drawing? No. Subconsciously, they were always in my mind. But in my conscious mind, I was never really aware that, oh, these experiences will help me later on. I didn't have a clue. It wasn't until maybe when I would get inspired to draw that the ideas that I thought I probably forgot about would come back. And I didn't know that at that time my brain was being groomed and developed to retaining large amounts of information, large amounts of reference points that I can use to assist in my creativity. That's what happens when someone sees a talented person and they help them develop it. That person may not know that they're being developed. They might, like I said, as a child, I didn't understand that. But looking back on it, I see that what my parents did for me was more valuable, way more valuable than than sitting me down and say, here, watch TV. I didn't watch TV mainly for laughter. I watched it for creativity. I still do it. I still love watching cartoons, and I will look at it from an artistic standpoint. Another thing, when you help a child develop their creativity, it keeps them out of trouble. Because all they want to do is do that thing that they love. I can say for certain, I was never the type of kid that liked to get into trouble. Of course, I had my little mischievous moments, but I was never the type of kid that will always say that I'm bored. I can't recall the last time I actually said that I was bored. Because even when I thought I was bored, an idea would click in my mind and I will begin to make it. Therefore, I'm no longer bored. Boredom was never a part of my vocabulary. I always had something to do. I was always thinking about something. I always wanted to try to draw something. So I was never bored. I didn't like stay. I didn't have a curfew. Didn't need a curfew. Didn't want to go out. I would like to stay in and draw all day, every day. There be times where I would draw so much that I forget to eat. To this day, I still do that. Where somebody asks me, did I draw? And I will forget to because I'm busy drawing. So when you see a person that has a talent, even a little bit, jump right in there and help that person develop that talent. The younger you can do it, the better. Also, that talent helped me in school. See, with my brain, I don't do the traditional studying, how you just sit down, read a book, memorize the information, and then do a test. That's not how my brain works. My brain works to where I would take a subject, one particular subject, and make it relate to every other subject. Like I said, I love art. So I could take art and go into the history of the art or the painter or the artist, which would take me to a history lesson. Then I would take that same history lesson and go into literature written about that artist or that particular art style. That took me into literature, English. And I can use art for math, geometry, trigonometry, nothing but shapes. That's all you're dealing with. Art is manipulate. Art, painting and drawing is just pretty much the manipulation of geometric shapes, which is geometry is the measurement of shapes. Simple. So using my art, I was able to connect all the subjects of school together and find that pretty much all this is all one subject. It's just the perspective. Some people got a mathematical perspective, an English perspective, social studies perspective. I have an artistic perspective. That perspective has led me to connect everything around me together, which makes my studying a lot easier, a lot more efficient. So I can go into any subject and pick out something and learn about the next subject. I can learn about math through English. I can learn about chemistry through biology. I can learn about social studies through art. Simple. That's what happens when a talent is developed properly. And throughout my life, I'm 33 years old. Throughout my entire life, I was always encouraged to keep doing it. Keep doing it. Don't stop drawing. Are you still drawing? You should continue to draw. You should continue to make art. Are you still making art? Always was encouraged. That encouragement has led me with a self-confidence in my own ability, that I'm confident in my own ability that I can perform at will. All right? So to all the parents and teachers and mentors and adults, when you come across a child and they are showing a speck of talent, you immediately get that child and you help them develop it. Even if they push you away, you don't stop. Help that child develop that talent. And I promise you, when they get older, they will find you and thank you. They will find you and thank you. All right? Peace out.